harness isn't the best, so yeah, gonna have to deal with that. But up on today is crank no start on this 02 Nissan Xterra. So these are the codes. It has a downstream O2 sensor code too. Yeah. This is pretty fucking stupid. I'm gonna just clear all these, see if clear them will just see if it starts. If not, look at the fuel pump, see if I'm getting fuel, see what voltage of the fuel pump's getting and all of that stuff. So this is gonna be fun. It'll probably happen tomorrow, which is not cool, but yeah. So this car does have a code for a crankshaft position sensor. When I first got it, it had the code and it came with a shitty aftermarket sensor. I replaced it, still had the code, right? I have a OEM probably the worst decision of my fucking life to do that, but OEM CPS. So first I'm gonna check the fuel pump fuse just to rule that out, and then go from there. So the fuel pump fuse is the 15 amp right there. I will test it right now if I can get the leads on. I can see. You guys probably won't be able to see either, but you hear that? Fuse is good. So on these 3.3 liter ones, not sure if you'll be able to see way down there. But essentially it's on the back of the bell housing. I don't know if you can see that at all. But yeah, that just fell. That's cool. Not sure if you can see it or not, but it's back there. So got the old sensor out. First I'll show you what so take off the passenger window jacket, I'll put it on jack stand. Actually, if I can basically right, see that hole? See it right there. Right there. That's what it's basically. If you have tiny arms, it's better. But you can kind of see it's all oily. That's the rear main's leaking. I know that for sure. So probably what killed it. Hopefully, you don't have to pull this transmission in the middle of winter. Yeah, I'm gonna put that one back in and clear the codes and see if it starts. So hopefully, because that was pretty oily, so we'll see. So, see if yeah, so sensor is in. We'll just see if it cranks first. I kind of doubt it'll crank, but you never know. Yeah. Not that. This fucking sucks. So just got the car back from Nissan after sending it to, or to them for the recall. Yeah, basically what you'll see is that right there is under recall, and so is the tank, depending where you are in the US. Say if you live in like the salt belt, you'll probably get a new fuel tank. I guess there's different like ID units that when the techs go through the recall, they look at and all that. So it got a new fuel tank, new sending unit. Fuel pump we got good actually, so proud about that, or not proud, but like happy about that. And there's actually the lower steering column shaft recall too, so they did that as well. So, and as you can tell, it's running, no codes. So yeah, fuck yeah! All right, so we're in the fucking shop today, right? Doing something we don't normally do, putting cash back on. We had the 2J Racing unequal link header for the B16 spec V on here. I'll put a sound clip on here. It sounds crazy, but don't like it in someone's neighborhood, so we gotta change it. This isn't DIY by any way or form, but you have to take off the alternator right there, and you have to take off this top bracket to get this out. Taking the stock manifold out, I recommend you take out the downstream O2 sensors to put it up, because usually I took out the radiator the first time I did it. You don't have to do that whatsoever. So now on to stock mid pipe, and then put the belt back on, and yeah, so everything's buttoned up now. As you can see, downstream O2 sensors, upstream O2 sensors are in. Mid pipe's in, connected down there, so yeah. Going on now is gonna wind up this boost gauge so it lights up when I turn the lights on. As you can see, there's 3 wires actually, so you know there's a ground, a 12-volt source, and then they have a day and night feature where when the cluster's on during the day, that the boost gauge will be on, but I don't really care about that. I just want it on at night so I can see if I'm making the correct PSI or not. So I might just cut that yellow one short, but you know, black ground, 12 or that red one to a 12-volt source. So basically, you want to put it on the see if there's a solid gray wire. That's a 12-volt source to the headlight switch. So basically, that's what you want to splice in the red wire. You know, put an eyelet on the black wire, go to a ground. Basically, call it a day. So I'm gonna do that. Cut back the harness a little bit, do a 3-way splice, and then go from there. So this is the type of splice we got going on. Kind of like a 3-port splice. Basically, you cut whatever wire you're trying to splice into, you put it in there, and then you put whatever other wire you're supposed to trying to put in there, and then you close down that metal thing right in the middle, and to make sure none come out, and you should be fine. So yeah, next is the ground, thinking that bolt right there on top of the fuse block. Gotta look at my GTI and see why I have that. And then, yeah, alright, as you can see, ground wire is going back there. It's under a bolt down there. And here we go. Look at that. Oh yeah, I forgot one cool function. So if you the boost gauge dims with the instrument panel cluster, which is kind of cool. I love that. Yeah, so basically that's how you do it. It's really not that hard. Just gonna have to have a little knowledge about wiring. But yeah, that's about it. After I emptied the catch can, you go far. You just admire this engine bay. Go fast bits diverter valve plus.